The Isle of Harris is a truly amazing landscape photography location and one that I've hugely enjoyed photographing for many years now. Known for its pristine beaches, turquoise waters and transient weather, this location is truly one of the best in the world for landscape photography. During this trip I was here for back-to-back workshops, the first one staying in some absolutely stunning accommodation by the way, with a small group of 3, and then the second one I was co-leading with Mark Littlejohn with a group of 6. We were treated to the usual mix of Harris weather, some stunning light, some pouring rain and some howling winds, which made for some really interesting shooting conditions. In this video I managed to get some of my own photography done in between the 2 workshops, although do stay to the end as I'll be showing you some of the other images that I captured while running the workshops, which I couldn't video for obvious reasons. Why don't you join me? So, as I was saying there in the introduction, I'm going to try and get out over these next couple of days while I've got a break in between workshops and try and get a little bit of my own photography done. This morning I've come down to Scarista Beach, which is looking absolutely pristine this morning. The tide at the minute is just going out. So what I'm going to try and do is have a look at a couple of compositions that I was eyeing up while I was here with the group, and hopefully I can get some nice stuff this morning. The weather at the minute, it's typical Harris weather. It's very changeable. We've got, as I speak, a bit of a rain shower passing over, and we've got little patches in the sky where the sun's getting out. So fingers crossed we might get some good light here. Yeah, I'm going to get going and see what I can find. Alright, I'm just going to walk you through the scene here and just give you an idea of my process. I had a couple of people on one of my recent videos saying that they found this particularly helpful, so I'm going to punish you again here. But when you've got scenery like this, it's, you know, it's hardly a punishment. But anyway, I'll just spin you around in the camera and show you what I'm looking at. So this area here, this is at the far end of Scarista, and you can see where, well, this is fresh water running out here. You can see these amazing patterns that it creates. Now I'm struggling a little bit with all this seaweed because, as you can see here, there's some absolutely amazing patterns in the sand, and they all frame the view really well in the distance there towards the Harris Hills. But there is just no escaping the seaweed. And unfortunately, on another day where all this was clean, there would be some amazing stuff in this little area here. But as it is today, this isn't quite going to work for me. So what I've been doing is just getting a little bit ahead of this, where it's a little bit cleaner. And I've got something set up over there that's pretty simple, but makes use of these amazing patterns looking towards the view in the distance here. So I didn't spend too long at this spot, as having taken this image I wasn't that struck on it, and looking at the composition here, while it works reasonably well, I figured I could do a little better than this. So I had a little explore further up the beach looking for more intricate compositions and something that was a little bit more dynamic. Okay, so this shot behind me, I aborted that one before, partly because, I don't know, the light wasn't quite working for me, but also I just wanted to try something a little bit different. Now you can walk along this beach and there's any number of those amazing little black patterns, and they absolutely work. You can just frame up your favourite bit and you've got a ready-made foreground with that great view behind. But as I say, I wanted to try something a little different. I've walked along underneath this cliff face, and we've got a couple of little puddles in this shot that are being created by runoff from this cliff, and they make a really interesting mid-ground in this shot. What I'm trying to do is just capture the changing colour that's being reflected in those pools as the weather's passing in front of me. We've got that classic Harris weather where, you know, rainbows, showers, you name it. Now at the moment the sun's just gone in, and I don't know if I'm going to get any light on this scene at the moment, but I'm going to stick it out here and see what happens. Now in front of those 2 little puddles, we've got a lovely little rock pool with some nice turquoise colours, and then in front of that we've got some of those nice streaky black patterns in the sand. It wouldn't be a shot down here without including some of that. You could say this composition's maybe a little bit busy, I don't know, but the easiest thing to do, as I say, would be to go and take a shot like I did earlier, rather than try something a little bit different. So if the weather gets out here and it, you know, we get some amazing rainbows or light, I'll cut back in, obviously. But if it doesn't, I'll show you what I got here, and we'll move on, and I'll catch you at the next place. All right, I did manage to cut in here because the light in the mid-ground there on Tarrant has just popped out, and it's absolutely gorgeous now. I'm just going to get to work here, and I'm probably going to take quite a few different shots here as the colours are changing in this puddle in the foreground. I'm also playing around with the polarizer because I think at the minute I prefer these black streaky parts in the immediate foreground unpolarized, just because of the way the light is catching the edges of them. But I'm going to take several different versions, so I've got them in post to compare with. But anyway, enough waffle into the camera. I'm going to get going and get some of these shots in the bag, so I'll put the best ones on the screen.
The next day I'd planned to do some more photography, however the conditions were not really playing ball. Lead and grey skies and extremely short daylight hours at this time of the year on the island meant that I took the day off and had a well-earned break. Truth be told, I was kinda glad.
So as you saw from that bit of footage there, absolutely lead and grey skies yesterday afternoon, and didn't get any shooting done because there really wasn't anything to shoot. Now, if I'm being totally honest, I was quite glad, because even though I'm in a stunning landscape here, I've been here over a week, and even though I'm not doing a lot of photography myself, running these workshops, anyone who does these will know that they're quite full on, and I think I was ready for an afternoon off and a little bit of a break. But I'm out this morning, I'm doing a quick shoot because the next group workshop starts today, and I'm off down to Tarbert shortly to pick up a couple of the guests. So I've come to a spot that I know I can shoot quickly, and I might get something, might not, but anyway, we'll give it a go. So I'll talk you through what I'm doing here. So for those of you not familiar with this location, these are the salt flats at Northton, on the kind of southern tip of Harris, and you can see there really unusual sort of patterns, a bit like a jigsaw. And that view to that hill over there, now I'm not even going to pronounce it, but I'll put it on the screen here, it begins with a C. This is a bit of an iconic view in UK landscape photography, and it's not one that I actually have a decent picture of, to be honest. I've been coming here many years now, but this is one location that I never really get to shoot, to be honest. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, this spot here, you can just see where you've got these 3 or 4 points meeting, and they come into like a little bit of an X shape. So that's what I'm trying to shoot. And then obviously that lovely view to the mountain there. There's many different composition options here. Yeah, so lots of compositional options at this place. Now, if you can get further out into these little islands in the middle section here, you're going to have more options, but you have to be very careful because when the tide's in like this, it's easy to put your foot in the wrong place and end up to your waist. There's very few actual good crossing points here. I know where one of them is, but it is obscured. So as I say, you've got to be really careful here, because it's even though it looks fairly innocuous here, you can come a bit of a cropper. You're probably not in any danger of like getting into real trouble, but you could end up a bit mucky, should we say. But those middle section islands here, if you can get across to them, more compositional options start to open up. But the one I've got set up there, to be honest, is fine. I mean, It sort of ticks all the boxes for what I'm looking for here. Everything kind of fits together nicely. Now I'm just waiting for the light on that hill. I haven't got very long. I've only got about 40 minutes, something like that, before I have to set off again to get these guests. So yeah, fingers crossed. There's lots of lovely cloud, but at the minute, no light. So we'll have to see how we get on. Okay, I don't think this is going to happen, to be honest. We've got some lovely cloud in the sky and some very nice soft colours that are being shown in the water here on these exposures, but the problem I've got is there's a big hill to the right of me and I can't see what's going on where the sun's rising, and it looks like I'm probably going to run out of time before I have to go and pick up a couple of my guests in Tarbert, because it looks like it might be quite close here, but what will probably happen is I'm going to start driving and then 10 minutes later the hill here is going to light up like a Christmas tree, like these things always do in landscape photography. But anyway, it's a lovely, pleasant scene here and I'm going to take a photograph anyway. In terms of the shot itself, I'm about 18mm. As I said earlier, just focusing on this nice sort of X pattern in the foreground here. I've got the polarizer on, but I'm not polarizing for the water. I'm actually polarizing for the sky, just to try and get a little bit more sort of texture and detail out of those clouds. And then I've also got a case 6-stop filter on, about 20-second exposure, just to take the edge off some of the ripples on this water. So it's a nice simple shot, and it's a shame I'm probably not going to get the light, but worth taking all the same. And if I get any light at this location again, and I'm able to shoot it while I'm here with the group, I'll obviously try and include it in the video. But yeah, close but no cigar this morning, I think. But whatever I've got here, I'll put it on the screen. Let me know what you think. Okay folks, so as you will have seen from that lovely drone footage, we're back out again, and I wasn't expecting to get much more shooting done today, especially the way the clouds were in this morning, but having picked two of the guests up, Steve and Trevor there, down here with me along this beach, I'm doing a little bit more shooting this afternoon before the workshop starts properly tomorrow. The rest of the guests are coming in this afternoon. I don't know if they're going to be doing any shooting this afternoon or not, but right now conditions are really lovely. The sun's got out, as you can tell from the harsh light on my face, and I'm down at Scarista Beach. So I'm going to have a little walk through these dunes and see what I can come up with, but fingers crossed it's looking pretty good. I'm probably going to be here till sunset, so let's try and squeeze a couple more shots in. Okay, so I've just moved a little bit because I'm getting absolutely blasted in the face with the sun. Got a lovely shot set up there, but trying to video it and trying to talk to the camera is proving a bit of a nightmare. It's actually starting to get quite warm for a January day up here in the Hebrides. But anyway, yeah, this shot that I've got set up, very simple shot, just using these dunes. Sun is about 45 degrees in front of me, so I'm getting lovely low raking light across the top of these dunes, and the very tops of the grasses are getting lit up. Now, what I'm hoping for is a little bit more cloud to actually drift in here, just to give me a little bit of relief, because as it is, the light is quite harsh, but the colour tones in this picture make it work reasonably well anyway, so I don't think it's a bad shot to be starting with. If I just show you roughly what I'm looking at here, you can see where the wind has blown these lovely patterns into place here in these dunes, and I'm just playing to the side light that we've got here. You've just got to be a little bit careful with shadows now. Not shadows from myself because the sun isn't behind me, but more shadows of where these dunes are, because as nice as they are, you can get quite blocky looking shadows here, and they can kind of take over the picture a little bit. This little area in front of me here, there's some nice space around the shadows, so it's all quite sort of evenly distributed here. And then you've got these lovely grasses in the middle of the shot that are catching the light. So that's the plan here anyway, just nice and simple. Just hoping some of this cloud fills in from the left here. You can see we've got two big prominent clouds above the mountain, but there's a little bit of blank space to the left. It's always worth keeping an eye on what the clouds are doing when you're taking shots like this. It's very easy to just take your eye off what the sky is doing and get so focused on the ground level stuff. But when it's like this, you do need the two elements to come together. But anyway, let's see how we get on. Okay, so just quickly, I've just moved composition slightly there. I've just moved, I don't know, about 10 feet to my left. And there's a really nice vertical shot here using the same kind of composition really, but we've got this nice little sweep in the foreground of some grasses that, again, you know, nice side light here. And it goes round in a little curve towards the mountain in the distance. Now, if you come here late in the evening and the sun's out, you always get this lovely spray coming off the sea in the distance, and it's side lit, so it's not too big in my shot here, but it's a nice little feature anyway, and I'm just trying to catch that as it's sort of glistening away in the distance there. But yeah, I think this is actually probably a stronger shot than the first one, but we'll see.
Here's some of the other images that were taken during the trip, and first off, a big thanks to the guests who allowed me to capture some of these images during the workshop itself. This shot taken towards Chaparral from Scarista was just an amazing moment, just some stunning storm light there, and I was really pleased just to get this shot sharp because I was using quite a slow shutter speed. I think this was about 2 seconds, and to be able to get it sharp with the amazing light was just a great moment to capture. This is a nice moment down at Scarista Beach where Mark and a couple of the guests were photographing this rainbow. I too managed to get a shot of this. Now, I would have liked to have got perhaps a little bit more of a compelling shot with the rainbow. However, given the fleeting moment, I had to just set up and capture this quickly. Although looking at this, I was reasonably pleased with the result. This one is a dawn image close to where we were staying with the second group, looking out towards the mainland. This is the Isle of Skye in the distance here, catching the first light just after sunrise. You saw a little bit of B-roll at the start of this video from this location. This is the classic view looking down Luscantire Beach, a place where I've not had much luck over the years, so I was really pleased to get this shot at sunset with some gorgeous late light hitting the Harris Hills. This is from a favourite little corner of Harris. This is looking out towards Tarrantay from a small little cove with some amazing gneiss rocks. These patterns in the foreground are just amazing to capture, and even on a dull day like this, they really make a great composition. And finally, a couple of my favourite images from this trip. These are two close-up shots looking at details beneath my feet. This first one, I was absolutely transfixed with just the array of colours in such a small space, and that tiny little bit of boat rope poking out really finished this shot off for me. This is one that will definitely be going on my website in the studies section. And this final image, this is from the rocky beach that I was showing you earlier with the crashing waves. This area again is a really small space, maybe a metre squared. I was transfixed with the small pebble that was shielded by the much bigger boulder to the right of it, and it was framed nicely by those amazing patterns in the rocks. The little dash of orange colour in the top left of this frame really finishes this shot off for me. I hope you've enjoyed this video, folks. I'll catch you on the next one.